$100,000 is the amount of money that Americans in 2023 are living paycheck to paycheck on, with 0 kids. And this is all because as recently as the 1980s, the median salary in the United States was $21,000. And that would be brought in by a single earner. And at that same time, a 4-year degree would set you back 10 grand. And at that same time, the median price of a home in the United States was only $47,000. And that means that boomers had the option to work summers to pay for college as they were going. They could graduate without any debt, and then they could just work 5 to 6 months of their real job as an adult to come up with the 20% down payment required to buy a home. 10 grand is all they needed to do that. But we flash forward 40 years, and thanks to inflation and appreciation, those homes are now worth $500,000. And it's almost impossible for younger generations to buy them, because in 2023, the median annual income for a single earner is $70,000. We've essentially doubled wages. But in that same time, a 4-year college degree has multiplied by 10x. You're looking at spending a full 100 grand on a 4-year college degree for out-of-state tuition. On top of that, with homes being $500,000 to start, to get a degree and a home today, you'd have to live in your parents' basement rent-free and work your ass off for 3 straight years just to pay off your college debt, have a down payment for your home, all without any dependents or a partner. And that's if you didn't put a single penny towards things like food, gas, insurance, healthcare, your car payment, or your stupid fur babies that you think are your actual children.
Oh yes, I love you too, but if times get hard, I know you're gonna make a delicious, delicious soup. I'll do it.
And all of this has happened because of inflation, which has reduced the value of our dollars over 95% in the last 100 years. Because back then, this stack of $100,000 would have actually had purchasing power of $1.8 million today. Which means by saving your money in today's environment, you're actually losing it. And the reason this has happened is because our government prints money to subsidize the pharmaceutical industrial complex, the military industrial complex, and other big corporate organizations and entities. They get subsidized by taxpayer dollars that are printed into existence, and the value of the money that's being held and saved by the American people just gets inflated away. And those giant corporations use the money to pay their CEOs big bonuses and figure out ways how to deliver less value and charge even more money. And this has been going on for a few decades, and it's completely carved out the middle class in the West. And the Western world is at its breaking point. Right now in the United States, gas on average is around $4 a gallon. Breakfast for 4 at McDonald's, which used to be an affordable option, costs as much as a weekly budget for a week's worth of food for a typical American home. But things are even crazier than what we see on the surface, because even though things cost more today, you get way less for your money. And here is an example. This Hot Wheel costs $1.25. If you go buy one right now, you'll see similar prices. So just the price of toys in general have gotten crazy. $6.99 for this car right there. Do you remember when you got like a big toy for like 10 bucks? Look at this. But in the 80s, that same car only cost 94 cents. And this price difference represents roughly a 25% increase in price over 40 years. And you might not think that that's too bad, but there's something going on that you're not aware of. The materials going into today's Hot Wheels cars are not even comparable to what they used to be made out of. The 80s Hot Wheels cars are made out of die-cast metal. Today's use a little bit of metal and mostly plastic. This is much higher quality. It's built to last. It feels heavier. It's more enjoyable of an experience to play with if you're into that sort of thing. And this is not. This is going to break much sooner than this will. Now you can still buy these, the fully die-cast metal Hot Wheels cars at the store, but if you want to buy them like they used to be made, that car is going to cost you $2.97, which is an increase of 215% in just 40 years. Wages have not kept up with that. And in 2023, with the middle class at its breaking point, corporations are pushing harder to increase prices while driving down the value that they're actually delivering for the money they're asking you to give them for their product. This is called shrinkflation, and that's being layered on top of actual inflation caused by economic policies by our government. Governments all over the world, in fact, are printing money like it's their only pleasure in life. And this is why your money isn't going as far as it used to, which is why